Don't panic, it's organic. Yo, what's going on, my Nftokers, my crypto heads, and my fellow NFT enthusiasts? It's your brony, or your broker, the Gale, back at it again with another Crypto Cannabis Club video. Alright, so in this video, we're going to get straight to it. We're going to listen to the co-creator of the Crypto Cannabis Club, TokinKev, and he's going to break it down. What is the Crypto Cannabis Club in his words? So yeah, I got this from the original interview was held on the Real MVP show. So go over there and check out the full interview if you'd like. But in this video, we're just gonna find out what the Crypto Cannabis Club is and why we might want to get in while it's still early. So without further ado, let's breeze into it.
We're trying to make it as real life cannabis breeding and competition as possible. So if you think about, like, in real life, a grower grows their plant and then they harvest that plant and they take it to a competition. They compete with other growers. That's the goal.
The trail of the cannabis industry.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun going to those competitions too. When we were out in Oregon, we entered the Dope Cup for solventless, and
I've been to the Chalice Cup and some of the High Time Cups.
Sick. Yeah, Emerald Cup out, in NorCal is awesome. So we'll be there. Like we're gonna have booths at all those for sure. But that's the goal, is like we want to make it so that people can like enter their NFTs into competitions and win money and prizes. So that was kind of the original idea. And then you bring in breeding. Like why do real world growers breed? They're trying to breed a better plant to sell that better plant, and so that's kind of what we're trying to bring into the breeding as well. So baked into our smart contract for the plants will be dominant and recessive possibilities per variant. So if you're focusing on pots, right? Like let's say you got a plant that has a blue pot and it's breeding with a plant that has a yellow pot. The blue pot will show up, call it 70 to 80% of the time in breeding, or actually, so there's a male and a female pot, and each male and female pot will carry a hidden recessive trait of a different pot. So there's a possibility of 4 pots per breeding. So, and there's hidden pots that you don't know, and that's how it is in real life. If you're going to breed a male and a female, the female plant that shows flowers may always have purple flowers. But if you breed with this male, 80% of them may get purple, 20% are going to have green flowers. So we tried to toss that in, that unknown of like, oh, I really want to breed for this blue pot, so I'm going to go for this blue pot, but you might not get the blue pot. You might get a trippy pot, so, and it might be better, it might be a little worse, but for us, that made it as real life as possible. And we also want to make it so that people can't just like game the system and create this super plant that just dominates. So that's kind of like the idea of the competition and breeding. It'll probably seem to a lot of people that like we're biting off of Zed, and we definitely want to be different. But if you look at like breeding from a plant perspective and then from like a livestock perspective, they're fucking very similar.
So similar.
They are, and I mean it's again, you're trying to breed the best plant, you're trying to breed the best animal. Yeah. Whether it be cows or horses, like the bull is very important, like it's all genetics. So it's the exact same in real life. I think a lot of people may be like, oh, this is the same as Zed. Well, it's the same in real life. And our goal is to make it as real life as possible. So, yeah, I mean, I hope people get excited like you did when you recognize that it's similar to Zed, because from a browser-based game, that's kind of what we're going for, as far as like we want people to kind of enter competitions, and if people want to enter 20 in a day, we want that to be a possibility. So when you talk about like the games, we really want it to be like data collection where you can enter THC specific competitions in a day. So if you were trying to like, from a breeding perspective, like piece together, okay, what do I need to breed with? I'm going to enter this plant into 10 THC only competitions today. and see if I win. If I win 8 out of 10, I might have a pretty good THC plant that I kind of want to breed. So we want people to be entering competitions for specific categories to collect data on their plants that will enable them to make a smarter decision when they go to breed. So like designing this game, we want it to be very competitive. We want the people to get super deep into it and kind of, record their results from breeding. Okay, I want people to figure out what the recessive traits are that are hidden, but it's all by doing. We want people to go out and enter these competitions. So, how do we do that? We want to incentivize people with badass prizes. We want maybe first, we've kind of tossed out like, okay, we're going to probably start with like 1,800 males, 2,000 males. As people breed more females, maybe we'll need to introduce more males down the road. Maybe we can do that through rewarding, first through 10th place with every month competition. Top 10 gets a male, or top 10 gets, I like dabbing. I love glass. I really want to bring the glass community into the space and give the first prize of the monthly cannabis cups like a really nice heady rig, and then make that rig into an NFT and create, for the top 10, some sort of like Toker glass gallery. So it'd be like a collection of heady glass NFTs, and that goes to top 10 every competition. So I want first place to get a really badass prize, but I want a lot of people to be rewarded for entering the cup, because the monthly cups, we want them to be like in real life events as well. So I'd love if 500 to 1,000 people entered and we hosted in Denver or NorCal or Southern California, have live art, have bands, and make it like an event. So like outside of the NFT for Crypto Cannabis Club, if somebody's new, this isn't just an NFT. This is way more than an NFT when you're talking about the gamification, the cups and the breeding. That's one part of it. You're going to gain value through holding the NFT. That's another part of it. We have the staking and burning functions. That's another part of it. And then our goal now moving forward is partnerships with in real life brands. We want it to be the black card of the cannabis industry. We want this to be an exclusive club. And if you hold this NFT, you get benefits, discounts, wherever you live. That's the goal. If you live in Michigan, we want to work with companies in Michigan to provide you discounts. Cali, Washington. So we've got 2 guys on the team now. We just hired another employee that are just focusing on partnerships, and they're trying to add value outside of a tangible NFT and add value, to in real life cannabis brands, dispensaries, whoever wants to work with us, we're willing to talk. I'd say like short term, in the next like few months, they could expect like rapid growth, because our employees are focused on that as well. Like we are constantly plugging away to set up down the road, announcements, events that we can execute on to always stay relevant, to always be giving our community something new. So if this person doesn't know anything about other projects, there's a lot of projects that sell their NFT and then there's like a large gap of like not really anything happening. That's our goal, is to kind of do the opposite. Like we want to constantly be announcing, hey, we're doing this. So, I mean, just short term, like there's going to be a lot happening in the next few months. We're hoping to start to, outside of in real life brands, start to get in contact with, some influencers that are, matching the culture that we're trying to build here. We really want an influencer to work with us that loves weed. So, we're not really like looking for just anybody. We're kind of selectively and strategically trying to partner with with influencers that can benefit us, and not just from like a shill post, right? Like we want to kind of work with somebody that's going to provide value, whether that be them making in real life appearances if they're a musician or whatever that may be. That's kind of what we're looking for. So we're looking to grow in that space. I'd say like long term, man, like if I could like dream up where we're going to be in the next year to 5 years, like, I know we've kind of tossed around, we want to be the biggest cannabis club in the world. Like that's what I really hope the goal is. I hope the floor is high. I hope that, people get their value there, but at the same time, like we want people to still be able to join the club. We want like the true tokers to be able to reap the benefits of what we're doing. But I mean, we'd like to get in contact with like worldwide cannabis clubs in Barca and Amsterdam and provide benefit there. I mean, I'd love to eventually throw a festival one day. So yeah, I mean, long term, I think sky's the limit, really. We have so much opportunity. We've had so many people reach out that believe in the project. So it's like affirmation that like we're doing something right here and that we have a huge opportunity to grow. I mean, and these aren't just like, there's a lot of people that have reached out that are like you, that are, they've got 5 or 10 tokers and they're like, man, this project's amazing, we love it. But we've had a lot of really successful people, ex-COOs of big cannabis brands that are like, what you guys are doing is incredible and keep going. And, a lot of the people, a part of the community that are lending a hand, that have expertise in, marketing, social media, whatever. So it's really cool that we have community reaching out to get involved and help, just because they also want to see the project grow. So, I mean, as more people enter, you can expect more things to happen. And, I think we're pretty legit already, but I think we're going to become even more legit, as we start to partner with some of these big brands and bring on, really successful people that are going to add value. All these like key projects, these core projects are like very community driven. Like the apes are what they are because their community is so strong. You look at some of these projects where the floor is holding, at 5+ ETH, and you go to their Discords and their Twitter and it's popping. They've got an amazing community. So I think everybody can kind of like, I at least can see that's to me one of the most important parts of a project. So, that's why I think we're so lucky. You go into our Discord, it's the same thing. Like people are stoked, like everybody. Still, you got new people coming into the space, buying their first NFT, popping in. Our mods are fucking awesome. Everybody in our Discord is super welcoming. So it's cool to see our community grow as well. And just over the past few days, I mean, our floor 3 or 4 days ago is at like, close to 1.8 to 2, and now like we're creeping up on 0.3. And I see as the plants, get closer, I see the floor rising pretty quick. And I mean, we're working on 3 metaverses right now. We're working on Decentraland, Sandbox, Crypto Voxels. We've got our Crypto Voxels purchased. We are about to lock in our builders on Sandbox, and I don't want to announce before it's locked in, but he's one of the best. So really stoked on that. Nice. So we're going to continue to try to like provide value for the community and reinvest in user experience. So really excited with what we got going on. I think as some of this stuff starts to surface, people will start talking a little bit more. So, I mean, we've been pretty quiet since drop, right? Like we've announced stuff that we're doing. We've worked on collabs, but we haven't really delivered anything yet. And we've held steady. Our floor prices, dipped a little bit after drop, but it's back now. So I'm stoked for what the Crypto Cannabis Club is going to do down the road. Obviously we needed to find some artists that, we wanted to work with. And that process took so long. Because I mean, we probably talked to like 20 different groups, And we didn't want to go with like cheap Fiverr art. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody can see that we didn't short our expense on art. We went hard because we wanted it to stand out amongst, you know, other projects. So that was challenging to find the artist, but we are super stoked with the group that we ended up working with. We're going to continue to work with them.
Nice.
They're obviously very experienced, as you can see in their work. They've worked with DreamWorks, Pixar, Netflix. You know, they're primarily 3D animators. So that was really tough, man, to find them. But it was really just like long days, long conversations. Like, we had kind of, you know, for our smart contract, we talked to equally as many people, you know, and like had to kind of have people write up smart contracts and have other groups audit it and kind of figure out like, okay, who's writing legit contracts, and, you know, who's writing smart contracts that are safe for us and the user. So that in itself is another huge challenge. It took a lot of time, but I mean, other than that, it was really, you know, myself and my brother kind of fleshing out the ideas. And, you know, we conceptually were like, all right, what do we want these tokers to look like? We really kind of leaned into like pop culture references, and like, we're huge stoners. I love movies. I love stoner movies. I think a lot of the community does as well. So we loved to toss in some sort of like, you know, stoner references, the Cheech and Chong, the dude from Big Lebowski. You know, like we loved kind of tossing in those like those funny traits that people can kind of recognize. And, you know, I think that's, you look at like a lot of the like Good Burger hat, you know, like
Good Burger hat,
growing up, I love Keenan and Kel, Good Burger, all that is, it's obviously a kid show, but like you look back on it now, it's like, all right, they were definitely like kind of stonerish.
Stoner character,
yeah. So I mean, yeah, we, you know, as we started to develop the community, Jim and I really focused on building the Discord. We early on found out that there was a lot of people that were bought in like from the get-go. Token Speaker, Token C are two that stand out that are now our admins that just like lived Crypto Cannabis Club from the jump. They were like, yo, this idea is dope. We believe in it. And I think that like from a community that's starting, especially, you know, having two devs that really started this, that was huge for us to get those two guys that really stepped in and were able to somewhat manage the community while we could then focus on the project. Because from the start, it was us doing everything. So it was like 16-hour days every day. But I mean, it was worth it in the end. So the initial grind was crazy. It feels like we could breathe a little bit more now, and now it's really fun, and we get to kind of just have think sessions and imagine like what a virtual cannabis world would be, you know. And like, we're coming up with mood boards now on like, hey, what's Sandbox gonna look like? What can we do in Sandbox? What do we want in there that, you know, people can either play with or chill or kind of wander around? So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of starting the project out. It was a huge grind. We had to stay really organized. There's a ton of files that are being exchanged between us and the artists. So, and then, you know, the metadata and the smart contract all have to match. So it's like, there's tons of small details that you really have to pay attention to, that made it really tough and like really time consuming. But, you know, I think again, the biggest thing is like getting the people that are willing to help. You know, like, we didn't offer anybody any paid, you know, partnerships or pay to start. You know, like we were giving them tokers because we thought that was the best way to organically grow. But these dudes are now on payroll with us, so it's super cool to kind of see how those guys kind of just stuck their foot out. We're like, yeah, I'll fucking do whatever. And now, you know, they're on the team. And I think people watching, like, projects need people like that. So if people are interested and see a project and they're like, fuck, man, I missed the boat, like, go hard in the Discord, you know, become a mod, and you might be brought onto the project. There's a ton of really valuable people in the space that kind of have this entrepreneurial mindset that may not know that that's an opportunity, but it for sure is. From an NFT perspective, I've been in, big MSOs, big cannabis companies. I've gotten to sit in the rooms with, the big wigs from marketing and kind of see how big companies operate. And, from a promotional marketing perspective, huge opportunity for NFTs. Something that we're trying to do that I know was kind of an issue with my old company is being able to kind of just turn on and off promos, give access to certain people for promos. It's easy, connect your MetaMask, boom, apply discount, check out, you're good. Right. So that's kind of the goal for us, is like work with all these brands. Let's say we have 50 brands. You go to our page, you click on it. Let's say you click on Raw Rolling Papers. If we partner with them, would love to. You click on their link, it takes you to their page. You're already logged into your MetaMask on our website. There's a bridge there, so you're connected. You can just go on their website and check out, and there's an applied discount. So I mean, that's something that like NFTs can do for you, is just kind of offer that flexibility, to turn something on and off. You think about like tickets to a show, counterfeiting, tickets to events. It's impossible to counterfeit an NFT. Like there's I guess it's not impossible if people make fake accounts on Opensea, but it's just like when you really sit back and think about it, like the possibilities are endless for what value crypto and NFTs can provide to the real world. So I think we really haven't even scratched the surface yet. There's so many, like I'm in the cannabis industry, so my project is tailored toward cannabis. When you look at industry worldwide and every industry, I mean, there's going to be so many different projects that pop up that are going to apply NFTs and crypto that are going to make a lot of people's lives easier, make things possible for people that weren't possible in the past. So, I can't necessarily see what is going to be, but I think, it's a huge opportunity for the world to grow, the economy to grow, as long as government allows it, I guess.
So that's the video, my friends. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you learned something or was entertained, feel free to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing for more content like this. So I'm doing my best here to try to get this information out to the people while the opportunity still exists. Like the floor, let's check out the floor real quick. It's September 5th, 2021, and the floor price is 0.38. There is 3.4K unique owners, and it's the opportunity. The window of opportunity is closing. I think people will get priced out pretty soon, and with the plant drop pending, it's only a matter of time. So I'm just trying to get this information out while people who can't afford to get in can be informed. But this train is not stopping. I think I found the next blue chip NFT project. It'll be in the conversations of Bored Apes and CryptoPunks and the likes. So yeah, man, hopefully this video kind of informed you a little bit more on the project, and hopefully you have enough information to make an informed decision. So with that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm no expert in NFTs. I'm not a CPA. I'm just your friendly neighborhood genius sharing his thoughts and opinions on this pretty cool club known as the Crypto Cannabis Club. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt, because I could be wrong. But with that being said, thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Until then, peace out and hodl strong, my friends. Later.